All right, what is up, guys? Today we are going to learn how to create a simple link directory. Okay, and this is something I have actually a couple of my clients showing up today. Let's go, guys. Heck yeah, a couple. Let's go, Nate, and let's go, Callan. All right, and so this is a directory that and we got all the students. We got Justin. This is a full house. Justin, Patty, Callan, Trevor, Troy. What's up, guys? All right, so this is a class that someone requested, but also this is something that clients actually hire me to build. Okay, this is something that it's actually requested quite often. I feel like in my wife's business, people need a simple place to have like, hey, here's a directory of all the resources. Okay, that's it. All right, it's one single page of here's a directory of all the resources. And that simple thing can help you with, if you're referring to other people's businesses, referring to other people's softwares, if you need a place so people could search up stuff and they could find a product or something that you offer or something that you refer or a book that you recommend, right? Any of those things, we need to have a simple place to just say, hey, here's my resources page, go there, okay? So does that make sense for what the project is today of we're just trying to make a resource page?
100% love it. Think about it all the time. I'm glad you teach it.
All right, let's go. All right, so we are going to dive in. I had AI code us up a little class page, I guess, whatever these things are called. All right, so here's our link directory masterclass. Create a resources page. What we're going to need is set up a Google Sheet as the foundation. Okay, we're going to make this extremely easy. All right, we're not going to make it where it has a database. We're not going to make it where it has anything. We're going to make it where it's like it's a Google Sheet. It's a CSV on the internet, and that's it. Okay, extremely simple. All right, so that's what we're going to start with. Then we're going to go down and we're going to make the CSV public. Then we're going to tell my AI team to take that and make a dashboard with that. And then the very last thing is we're going to take that dashboard and we're going to deploy it on our domain, or we're going to simply embed it into another basically web page. Okay. One of the requirements of Patty, right? Patty said, she's like, hey, I want to be able to embed this into my private course area. All right, well, let's just make it where you guys can embed it into your private course area. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that before this call ends. All right, I am recording this call. So if you miss it, hey, you got the recording. All right. But by the end of it, we'll have an entire link directory. You guys are going to see how fast this is. Patty says she has to leave in 30 minutes. Okay, so that means it's 10:12. I'm going to assume that 30 minutes started at 12 minutes ago. Okay, so we have 18 minutes to get this deployed onto our own private area. Okay, does that make sense? All right. All right. After that, we could do some fun things and we can make it look better and we could do all that cool stuff. Okay, so you guys ready for the challenge?
Yep.
Let's go. Okay, if you guys have any questions for this, write them down, hold them to the end, and we'll rack this thing out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start in a Google Sheet. All right. So this is a brand new Google Sheet. Never used this, never created it before. All right. We're just starting from scratch. All right. I'm going to have Siri set me a timer. Hey, Siri, set me a timer for 17 minutes. Siri's not listening to me. Hey, Siri, set me a timer for 17 minutes. All right, let's watch this. Boom. All right, I got my clock counting down. All right, so here we go. All right, we're going to start with a blank spreadsheet. Very fresh, super easy. All right, in a spreadsheet, we're just going to title this one resources. I'm actually going to put this as my AI team resources. My AI team resources. All right, and resources. Boom. And now here's the thing. With this in our little class, I had it basically map out and say what we're going to need. Okay, so here's the required columns for our CSV. All right, so these are the things that we're actually going to map so we actually can see them on the front end, right? It's very simple as it's just something simple as name. All right, so we need to make it where the very first column 1 and row A says name. Simple. This is the name of what resource it is. All right. The second thing we're going to go on to, bam, all right, is logo. Super easy, logo. All right, we're going to put logo, URL. All right, because that's what I want on there. Bam. All right, the next thing is category. All right, so then we could actually put category, because for me, I have books that I want to recommend. I have software I want to recommend. I have people that I want to recommend, right? Like, so I want to make sure I have different categories, okay? From here, I also want to have a little brief description because I want a little, I mean, it makes sense, right? Actually, I kind of want it in between these little two rows. So insert column to the left. I want name, description, boom, all right? So I kind of just want this as a personal preference. This is how I want it laid out. All right. From inside here, I also want inside this little column and row, I also want what it says is the website URL. Okay. So I want a website URL. Super easy. All right. I kind of want this category right here. I'm just kind of rearranging this. So I want name, description, website URL, and category is how I want it set up. Logo URL is the last thing I even care about, okay? So this is how I want my header set up. So this is my rows. These are just the top rows. Like if you think about categories of the CSV, these are, now if I come in here and I put in my resources, one of my resource that I recently built is called, it's a software I built called Repurposer 9000. All right, has anybody used that so far? Repurposer 9000. If you haven't, no hard feelings because I haven't really talked about it. All right, it's a really cool software. It takes a YouTube video and it repurposes it into content. All right, so the description takes a YouTube video and makes brand new content. All right, and it kind of does that 9,000 ways. All right. All right, so that's kind of the software. All right, so that's my software. The website URL, shameless plug, is repurposer9000.com. This entire software was coded up by AI and probably took less than a week. All right, and I'm still working on it because people always like updates, right? So, all right, however you add links into this. All right, so boom, now we add a link. All right, category, and I'm going to put software. All right, so this is my CSV, okay? This is the entire CSV setup for this little like part, okay? So if we go into this, step one, set up Google Sheet Foundation. All right, check. All right, we did step one. All right, well, actually, we don't have a little logo yet. So Repurposer 9000. If I right click this, I could hit copy link address or actually copy image address. All right. And that actually copies just the image address of the URL. And let's add that also, logo URL. Boom. Okay. So that pretty much sums up that. All right. So we have 12 minutes and 30 seconds left. All right. Step one done. So next thing is make your CSV public and accessible. Okay, so we go back into this and then we go into file over here and then you see where it says share. We're going to share this and we're going to publish to web. Okay, so we're going to publish to web. And then instead of it saying entire document web page, we're going to say tab, and we're actually going to say comma separated values. Okay, so CSV, comma separated values and entire document. We could also say just this sheet, so we don't publish the entire document, tomato, tomato, right? If you have other stuff on the sheet that you don't want to show, you could just publish this one, or you could publish the entire document. All right, so let's just say hit publish, and then I'm gonna hit publish. All right, now it gives us this URL. Okay, well, if I go to this URL, watch what happens. All right, this URL is a Google Sheet. It just downloaded it, you just see right there. All right, so that's what happens when you go to this URL. Manually, all right? So it just kind of did this little download thing. However, if we actually publish, like if we actually use this document, now let's take it over into AI, okay? So what I could do is I could go into my AI team. Inside here on the left-hand side, we have AI code snippets. So I'm going to click this. And then we have this little key icon, okay? This little key icon, my AI team is a $97 a month subscription, so you got to get signed up for that. You could use other AI coding tools. They exist out there. I'm not the only AI coding tool in the world. This is just the one I built, okay? Now, So if you want to use this one, it's 97 bucks a month. And then this little key, you click right here, and then it says, click here to get your API key. All right. So now we got to click here to get our API key. And it sends us over to a website called Anthropic. All right. And this is where we get the AI from. Okay. Whenever you use my AI team, this is the AI dealer. Okay. I didn't create the AI. I get it from these guys. All right. So I'm going to click continue with login with Gmail. You're going to log in with it, whatever yours is. And with this is, we need to like essentially pay these guys per every time we make a website or update or edit. This is the AI that we're actually paying for. Okay. So in here, we come in here and you're going to see there's a billing on the left-hand side. You're going to add your $10 to $20. Okay. I code every single day. I use about $40 to $80 a month with my software with this. Okay. And I'm coding all day long. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to hit create key and you're going to make a brand new key. All right. And then you're going to take that key that it gives you and you're going to paste it into this little thing right here. And then you're going to hit save. All right. And now it's going to give you like confetti. Yay. That means you did it right. All right. So if you did that, you connected to the AI successfully. And now you actually have the ability to make calls with my AI team to the coding part. All right. All the images and all that other stuff, it comes with your subscription. The coding part is the only thing you got to pay for with the extra cost of the AI. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say create new snippet. And I'm just going to come in here. We have 9 minutes left to be able to code this entire software and embed it into another page. Okay. 9 minutes. All right. This is the easiest part of it all. All right. So let's go say, all right. So and I say it before I've done it. So let's just say my AI team, however you spell it, resources. All right. Resources. All right. And I don't even know how to spell resources, but close enough. All right. My AI team links. All right. That's how we win. We change the words that we need. All right. So here we go. All right. All right. So here's what we're going to say. Okay. If you guys ever go to like voice.myaiteam.com, this gives you the ability to like just transcribe your voice as you talk. All right. So we can actually just talk to the AI and tell it what we want. And this is just a page that AI coded up for us. So I don't have to figure out how to type. All right. Can you create me a beautiful resources page directory that it gives me a search? Don't add a logo or title or header or anything. Just give me a search input, kind of like Google. Make it search instantly. I'm going to give you a CSV that sometimes might have commas, sometimes might have missing spaces, sometimes might have broken areas. So I really need you to protect the CSV and take that CSV and make me a beautiful link directory. I'm going to give you the CSV public link, which is a Google spreadsheet link. And I'm going to give you the first row of the like header and the first row of data so you could build out the link. Make it look beautiful, make it search instantly, make it open up a new tab whenever you click one of the links. All right, so now we just copied this. We don't have to like type it out. And what we're gonna do is says, what would you like the AI to create? And we could paste. All right, and this just pastes out that whole entire thing of what we actually have. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in here and we're gonna grab this link right here and we're gonna paste that link right there. All right, and then we're gonna hit close. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the entire top row and the second row. All right, boom. All right, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna say, here is the data. Boom. All right, and then I'm gonna hit create an open project. While it's coding up, it's doing whatever it's doing, I'm gonna just sip some coffee.
So insane how quick this stuff can be done. It's freaking mind-boggling.
Right. All right. Yeah. So it's crazy, right? So okay. So here's what's really awesome is from here. This is going to start coding it up. What we could do is we could come over here to see how true this is. So I could add my AI team as the next one, and I could say AI coding software and stuff. All right. And then I'm going to put my link, https myaiteam.com. All right. And what we're doing is we're just adding another row to see if it actually pulls our data. All right. And I'm going to say software, software, looking good. And then URL for my logo. Let's grab this. No resources matching. Copy image address. Boom. All right. So, and I'm going to paste. All right. And that's going to save there. And now no resources. Let's see. What's up, code? Why are you not working? This is embarrassing. All right. So, let's see. It didn't necessarily work. So I'm going to see this. I'm going to hit restart and I'm going to paste the code up here and we're going to see why. And we're just going to try it again. Sometimes that's easier than trying to argue with it and trying to figure out why it broke. All right. So that's going to update. We're going to see about this from here. Now, if we want to say add this to a course, all right, because one of the courses that I'm building, if you guys didn't know, is called AI Coding University, okay? AI Coding University is going to be the area that I actually have a structured 3-month class. We have a 4-minute, oh man, it is not loading my resources. Lame. What's up with this? All right, why this? All right, so we could hit inspect. See if there's any errors, uncaught promises. Okay. Boom. What's up? Forbidden. Why this? What's up doing this? All right. So we got a little error up here. I'm just going to copy this error. Ah, this is strange. Okay. Let's go file. Let's try this again. Share, publish to web. And it's this little, did I copy this doc?
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to tell the AI use this link. Boom. All right. And try this again. And we have 4 minutes. All right. Can we do it? All right. Copy.
Don't kill yourself over helping me, because I can come back and watch the video. So I just want you to do it right, so I know what I'm doing. Thank you.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. No. Okay. So here's where I have. So let's just say why this is updating. I usually do other things. Okay. So inside Aspire Builder Pro, which is a HIPAA compliant version of my website builder platform. All right. So on the left-hand side, we have something called memberships. All right. I'm in the side AI Coding University. You can see we have this little student portal here. And this gives us the ability to actually have, boom, what's up? All right. We got one loaded. All right, cool. All right, so this gives us the ability to actually have a course area and everything, okay? If I actually want to have like such a product, one of these is going to be called resources, okay? In my AI Coding University, let's just call it the Code Vault, all right? So I have inside here, I have the Code Vault. The Code Vault is if you want all of my codes in one little like area, you could have that. But let's just say I actually create a new course or lesson in here. I could come in here and I could say add lesson. And I'm going to put in here resources. And I'm going to hit save. And we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, so this updated right here, we have a little repurposer 9000 right there. And I'm going to say sometimes the descriptions and stuff have commas. Please don't break and show all data from the CSV. All right, boom. All right, so that's going to update. Now here's what's really cool. We are in here, and this gives us the ability to add a page. Inside, I could click on this resources page, and this is like our course area. Okay, we're building the course. Here's what's really cool. Inside my AI team, we have this ability to, we could view the code, and then when we view the code, we could do what's called copy iframe code. All right, copy iframe code allows us to come over into our software, and I could actually say like embed media. So there's this custom code editor, and I could actually just paste this code that my AI team gives and hit save. And if you look at this, and if I hit like save right here, we have 58.7 seconds. All right. If we look at this, this is saving 51 seconds, saving any second now. All right. Let's go 44 seconds. The countdown is on. We're literally worrying on the save. All right. So now if I go to preview, this is inside of our course area. Okay. 33 seconds. All right. And we're just literally waiting on the loading. All right. We're waiting on my slow internet. 25 seconds. All right. Code. We're inside the code vault. We're inside my AI team. And look at this. Boom, baby. We have our resource page.
Nice.
Let's go. 14 seconds left. All right.
Nice work. Nice work.
I knew. Jeff, I did not doubt you for 1 second. I knew you'd come in right at the time.
And I wasn't going to blame High Level for being slow. So
Time is done, baby. All right. So that pulled in that. We have our live data. If I click on this, it opens up a new tab. Let's go in our resources. Okay. Some little things are broken, but hey, we can fix that with after. We at least built the time, embedded it into a private area. We could mark this as complete. Let's go.
A butterfly just flew into my house.
Oh, okay.
Right when you came in at the time, a butterfly flew right in.
Jeff, really quick, just to confirm, if I just put direct codes, prompt URLs in there, like, you know, I have maybe 5 lessons with 5 different URLs.
Yes.
Just straight to the chat prompt, it won't redirect out to ChatGPT, correct? I mean, I just want to clarify that. I want it to stay in the course lesson.
Yes, absolutely. So just like any of these, I could embed any of these lessons into our courses area. So any of these code snippets that we build can be embedded into your area like this. So if you do it, it's all in here. You see how you have this little edit bar right here? Only you can see the edit bar when you're logged in. Everybody else just sees the actual page.
Okay.
So they don't see anything else. They just see the page, not anything else. And so if your software is embedded right here, well, they're just going to be editing right here. They're never going to be taken away unless you have a link that says go to ChatGPT. That's the only
perfect. Perfect. Yeah, because I just don't want them sharing it. They're paying for it, and it's easy to share with the world. And you know that's awesome. Yay! Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch the replay. So can you send it later? Because I'm gonna actually put it into play later. I need it today for my offer bump. So
absolutely, yes, absolutely. And I'm glad that you showed up. And yay! I'm glad that we got this fun.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care. Bye. All right. So. Cool. So that part's done. That's awesome. All right, cool. So that's freaking awesome. Well, now let's see if we have any other requirements. Okay. So let's see, we configured my AI team, the integration, we provided it with all our data, we deployed it, and we embedded it. Okay. But now here's the thing. Some people don't want to have it only on a course area. Okay. Some people want this on your own private domain. All right. And I truly think that knowing how to deploy this to your domain and how to deploy code to your domain, how do you own the code, right? Because right now, if I click view code, all of this code it's on my website. It's on my AI team, right? If I embed it over into a Spire Builder, do you agree? Now it's on 2 platforms that it's technically dependent on. Does that make sense? Okay, so how do we solve that? All right, so we actually need to deploy this onto our own server. All right, and does that sound scary to anybody that's never deployed it onto their own server? All right, I know Shanti is in here. That's like a freaking rock star now on deploying stuff to her own server. So you guys, Shanti's
for some reason it's still intimidating to me. I don't know why. There's something about it. It's not that complicated. I think I need to like write down the steps or watch the steps, but yeah, it's interesting that you say there's something scary about it. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Most people have been using servers because they've been using WordPress. Okay, WordPress is a old website builder that I call it old because I used it like 10 years ago. And so for me, it's old. Now there's so many other website building platforms that are quote unquote better than WordPress. Okay, so for me, that's where it all started. So if most likely you already have a server, you just don't even realize you have a server. All right, if you've already been in business for a while. However, if it's something relatively new, I like to use a platform called Namecheap. All right. So this is where I get most of my domains and my servers. For $34.35, you could buy a domain and a server for a whole year, and you could put all of your websites and code on that server and domain. Okay. And it gives you the ability to have emails, data, all of that cool things. Okay. So I'm going to sign in. Hopefully my sign in stuff works. A few seconds ago, for some reason it wasn't. So let's get this going. And this is me signing into my account. And essentially, after I already bought a domain. Okay. So after you buy a domain, this is what your inside of your account's going to look like. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. One of the domains that I actually recently purchased is called AICodingUniversity.com. Okay. Why? Because like I said, I'm going to be having basically a 9-week, a 3-month solid lesson by lesson class on how to deploy and set up a software start to finish with vibe coding. All right. Well, we're going to have live classes, and then I'm going to record it and put it into the course. So when I'm sharing this stuff with you guys, the reason I'm sharing it is not so you can be like, oh, that's cool for Jeff to do. No, I hope you guys understand the easy part. You guys see how we just created a whole link software direct in less than 30 minutes, less than 12 minutes or whatever, 18 minutes. All right. Like the easy part is coming up in it's making the ideas and coming up with the code and the software being built now. So what's the harder part now? What became the harder part? If we just took a $10,000 job and said, this is software development's $10,000 a month most of the time. That's what I was charging. And we just turned that into a 20-minute task. What's the hard part today? Right?
Hosting, deploying.
All right. What'd you say, Troy? What's your thought?
Hosting, deploying what you're doing?
Deploying that's kind of, I'm going to show you, we're going to get that even done in the next 20 minutes, in the next couple of minutes.
Right.
All right. So the next part is right after you build something amazing, think about this. You have the world's best party. You just planned everything. You just made it amazing. Like I still have my decorations from my daughter's party, right? Like literally for my kids, right? It was her birthday this last weekend. However, if you don't send out invites, if you don't tell people about it, nobody in the world is going to know about your party. Nobody's going to know that you just made the world's coolest link directory. All right. You literally have to tell people about it. Okay. So during this time with AI Coding University, it's not just, hey, I can make a software really fast. It's also like, what is the business foundations behind software? So when I make a software, it's successful. Because here's what I'm trying to do. I literally have tough conversations with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT says, Jeff, you start too many projects, you never finish them. I'm like, bro, I know. That's why I have all these, I have to pay for these freaking SSLs and all these freaking extra domains. Like, I get it. But I'm waiting and I'm learning and I'm actively building so that I can step up to the plate. And each one of these is just a practice at the plate, practice at building a software. And one day I'm going to come up with an idea that says this idea is $1 million idea. And I get up to the plate and I'm going to hit a home run with it because I already know how to deploy the website, build it with its AI, deploy it onto my server, connect my domain. And I know how to do it with all the other little tiny tools that I built. And then that $1 million idea is going to be built and all the hard parts are going to be done because I've done tiny little projects to make it easier. Okay, so I'm accepting that I'm going to have 100 little projects until one day I'm going to have the sickest project that I sell for a couple $1 million. And that's the goal. I'm looking for the opportunity and says, is this opportunity the one that's going to make me like super successful? And I'm going to keep building out little tools and supporting them and growing them until I get it. Is it going to happen that way? Probably not. It's probably going to happen slowly where I just keep getting more and more monthly subscriptions over time, one at a time. So that's what I'm going to just keep doing, is I'm going to keep getting a little bit better at the things that I do, just a little bit better, in hopes that one day, yeah, sure, cool, I'll hit the lottery. But the most likely opportunity is I'm just going to keep building, and every day I'm going to keep getting better and better and better and better and better at this. Okay. And that's the focus. So why it might seem like, oh, I'm just setting up one domain, I'm just building one little software, I'm just figuring out how to make one little link resource. No, you're learning a foundational skill that replaced a $10,000 a month job. Am I right, Callan? You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff that me and Callan used to freaking do for $15K a month. Like, and I gladly accepted, because it's like, this stuff is hard. But now AI is doing it in the blink of an eye. It's like, what? Come on. Okay. Something changed here, and not everybody in the world sees it. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because not everyone in the world sees the opportunity of, wow, we could build software in a few seconds. And I could deploy it on my own server and domain in less than 30 minutes. No joke. Because
Choice chat view would cost $10,000 a month, right?
Oh,
To build.
absolutely. Especially with all the changes. And you said, Jeff, I want the lines to line up like that. Oh, girl, that's a month within itself. Like
25,000 lines of code.
20 guys, she has a software project that one script, not all of the scripts, one script is 25,000 lines of Vive coded, AI coded code. 25, and it's like all freaking working. She's gotten it like going, and she's just making corrections and changes and doing all this stuff. It's amazing to see what she's doing. And you guys know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, she was gonna hire me at $10K a month to build it for her. That's what we were talking about less than a year ago. Like, no joke. She was one of the people that she was going to purchase it. She was literally the last people I pitched my 10K a month to. And I'm still charging 10K a month. It's just the only difference is I'm building my own software, so I don't feel like I have to bring on other clients as much. You guys can see, you can take your own idea and you can build it yourself. I highly encourage you to be the one that takes it from your own brain, because the time it would have took for Shanti to tell me and then me to try to build it would have been maddening. That would have prolonged the process 10 times fold. You know what I mean? But it's coming directly from her brain to the software. That's the difference. It's her brain to the AI. All right, like it is a different level of what we're able to do. So here's where we're at. Now we just bought our domain. We just bought our server, okay? A shared server. It's the cheapest server on Namecheap, okay? I buy the year and I buy a domain, all right? If you get hung up on that process, ask AI how to do that process. I don't even need to break it down for you guys anymore, because I believe the thing that if you go into this, and you go into this little chat bubble right here in this little chat and says, how do I buy a domain and server on Namecheap like a noob? All right, like literally this chat references your code and says, this is how you do it. And it will walk you through how to actually deploy this on our server. The entire thing. Still, we have 17 minutes until the final class is done, and we're going to deploy this onto our own server on our own domain within 17 minutes without hosting anything. I'm not paying $297 to somebody else. I could buy a domain and a server and pay $34.34 a month or a year. Okay. So look, it says buy a domain. Like it's telling us how to do it. It says buy a server. Look at this. Look, $2.34 or $4 Stellar Plus for the $5 a month. The $2 a month one is the one I'm talking about. $2 times 12 is $24 plus a domain. That's $25. Okay, so it's telling you to do the exact same thing. All right, and it says good news. You've done all this. All right, and then it says upload. Step 4, upload your website. This is wild. You guys see this? Step 4 is all you need to do to deploy this onto your own website and server. Okay, watch this. we just bought our domain. We just bought our server. Let's look how cute it is. AI Coding University right now, technically, there's nothing on the main domain. I don't really care about the main domain. Okay. So this is what a cPanel looks like if you've never seen one. All right. It's very beautiful. Okay. You'll get familiar with it. All right. Inside here, there's something called File Manager. Okay. File Manager is just like the file manager on your computer. Okay. Literally, just like files are hosted on your computer, a server hosts files. All right. Well, what is a website? Well, a website is just a thing inside of a folder. That's it. All right. So I'm going to click on File Manager. All right. And inside here, you see how we have public HTML? Well, inside of our instructions, this says, go to your hosting cPanel, find File Manager. All right. Well, we did that. Check one. We're on step 2 already. All right. Navigate to public HTML underscore HTML. Okay. So I go into here, I go into File Manager, just like it said, and then we're going to navigate to this little public underscore HTML. It's this little world icon. You see that? And I'm going to click it. All right. For you guys, no joke, this whole entire thing's going to be empty. Okay. So I've already kind of been building on this. So I guess it's kind of looks a little different than what your guys' looks like. Okay. But for you, it's going to be empty. Okay. So it's going to be empty and none of this is going to be in here. Basically, if I go into AIcodinguniversity.com, it's basically going to look like this. Okay. So yours is going to look like similar. It's going to have like other stuff. Your domain, it's going to be either blank or it's going to have a page that you haven't built. It's just going to have like nothing. Okay. So basically the main page on our website. All right. If we actually go into this next step of what it says navigate, it says upload your HTML file. Click upload and choose your index.html file. All right. So if you go into view code, we could actually say download file and it will download file. And you see how it says download index number 5. That one just says 5. So it just downloaded this folder or this index. Well, if I click on this is the actual page. All right. So if I actually go to this code, let me just show you what that does. Instead of loading it, we could actually just make a new file. So you see on the left-hand side, we could say file, new, and we could say index.html. All right. And then now we have this index.html file right here. All right. Well, if I click this, I right click it and I hit edit and I hit accept. Watch this. Now you see how there's like nothing here. There's no code. There's nothing. Well, if I hit refresh on this page, AI Coding University, well, it's completely blank, right? Because there's nothing here. Well, if I go over here into our code, into our little where we're editing, I say, hello, Jeff, right? And I hit save. I could refresh it and I could refresh and it says, hello, Jeff here now. You guys see that? Like we're on AIcodinguniversity.com and it says, hello, Jeff. So we're actually editing the internet. Does that make sense? Like live, we're on the internet. All right. Well, now if I go into my AI team and this is our resource page, okay, and I hit view code and I hit copy code and I go into our code right here and I paste this code and I hit save and I go back to AI Coding University and I hit refresh, look what happens. We have 12 minutes left and we have our deployed website. All right, we're on AIcodinguniversity.com right now and we have our entire resources page. Do you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
All right. Does that make sense of how we just connected that two parts right there? Or is that pretty? Sometimes it's so mystical. It's so like, what just happened? Because most of the time we're used to like putting stuff in a website builder or deploying it on there. And so it's like, what is all these folders and all this stuff? But if we just really break down the steps, all we did is step 4. All right. So this says, okay, this says step 4, upload your website. It says navigate to this. This says choose your index.html. Instead of us choosing that file, we just made it a brand new file. All right. Well, look at this. You see how it says AIcodinguniversity.com? Well, what if I wanted it to be /resources, right? /resources. Oh, look, it shows me how to spell resources right there in the search, right? What if I wanted to be /resources, something like that, right? And you see right now, it's a 404 page, all right? Well, if I wanted to be /resources, well, here's what we could do. Check out this. I could go into our little area and I could hit new folder and I could say resources, okay, resources, okay, and I can make a new folder. And then it just makes a new folder right here. You see that? Super simple. But now if I refresh, watch what happens. Boom. All right, we got a little like, it went to something. You see that? So now we have a little /resources now. Yeah, look at that. All right, well, that's cool. Well, what does that even mean? All right, well, now if I click into the resources folder, it says directory is empty. And same thing, if I hit new file and I type in index.html, if you guys don't know what an index.html file means, all right, index.html file means the main file of that. That's the index. That's the main one. That's the index of a book. That's the main page. That's your home page of that website page. Okay, so now if I refresh, well, now it should be blank. Well, why is it blank? Well, if we go back into index.html and I hit edit and I type in edit, well, now I could type in it again and I could say, hello, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Heffy. All right, hello, Heffy. All right. All right, so now if we refresh this page, now we have hello, Heffy. All right, in Spanish. All right, so now we go into our page and I could take this code, this resources page, and I could go to view code. I could hit copy code and I could go into our index page and I could hit, oops, I could not click on that keyboard shortcut page, and I could paste and I could hit save, and then I could go to refresh. And now if we go to AIcodinguniversity.com/resources, now we, boom, magically go to the resources page. Like /resources, it just directs us to the resources page and it's in a little folder. Like, and so you can now create like areas like that and create little sublinks and stuff on your own website. Does the original one still work? Yeah, it still works. It's still here because this is our index page. But also we have a little folder now, so we could keep everything inside in the resources area inside there. And now it's a nice little like sub URL, like path up here. And we instantly deployed it on our own server in seconds. Like we still have 52 minutes. Now, what if we wanted other software and code there? Well, I mean, this is the whole class, right? So we literally can take this entire class, same exact thing, right? So this is the class. This is a little directory. And I could hit view code and I could hit copy code. I could go onto here, go onto my server. Now watch this. If we wanted another file in the resources, well, I could hit file and I could hit class.html, okay? Because you don't want to name it index.html because you don't want it to be the main page, okay? But if I hit create file, now we have class.html. This is a little bit different. Now we go to resources. Now think about this. Now we're in this folder. Now we almost have to go to that page. All right, so now it's like resources, and we're going to go to class.html. All right, and then it's going to go to this page, and it's going to be completely blank. All right, so you see how it's now class.html? Now we actually have a class.html page. All right, well, sometimes you might not want the HTML up in there. All right, well, let's just add this little class page real fast to our server. Now we have class.html. I could hit edit, and I could edit this. And I could paste, and I could save, and now I could hit refresh. And then magically, we have the whole class up here. All right, so you see how fast we're building web pages? Like this is the whole class on how to do this. And now I'm going to put this on the web page, and I'm going to give you guys the sample so you guys can take this exact thing and basically use it yourself, okay? And now you guys can have a directory inside your guys's website, right? I'm going to give you guys the code. So look, I'm going to say like this. I'm going to say, boom. I'm going to say, can you see where it's kind of broke? Fixed this, please. All right, and I'm pasting it. All right, and then it's going to fix it. All right, so that's going to be cool. So this is our link directory. We just deployed it onto our server. Inside your guys' cPanel server, what's really amazing is you guys could set up email accounts. You could set up PHP MyAdmin, which is your database. So if you ever need to save stuff to your database and actually save stuff and create logins and users and all of that stuff, you could build it on here. All right, so here's the craziest thing about this. The craziest thing about like coding with AI and stuff is some of you guys this might be like an intro and you're like, dude, I just started with this. Holy cow. I feel like I just started with this. I'm like creating stuff every day and I'm like, man, like this is wild what I can make. This is insane what I could build. This is what software am I going to build next? Like it's so like mind-blowing to know that we could keep building software with this stuff. And so as you guys are going through this, I highly encourage you guys to like, don't be shy of exploring, right? Don't be shy of like, oh man, I don't know how to do this. Like mess up, see what it's like to break something, see what it's like to like not get it to work. And then you're like, dude, I got an error. And then can you fix that error? What happens if you get that error? Like, can you fix it? What happens when it's like, dude, I got past that error. I got a new error. Oh, this is so cool. I got a new error. And then all of a sudden one day it works. And then it's like, dude, I could build software by talking to an AI and not knowing how to code. And then you could deploy it on your website and your server. And it's like, the faster you can do this loop and the more you could serve people and say, hey, like, this is something that I know somebody's wanting or a tool that somebody's needing. That little resource directory is something that today my clients actively pay to have me build. I'm actually have another medical client. They're neurologists and they need this resource directory built, and it's one of my assignments. Why do you think we had this class? Okay. Somebody paid for it and now I need this. Well, multiple people keep paying for this. This one thing could be a service that you say, hey, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to help people set this one service up. And that's a product. That could be a $2,000 service. We charge this on a monthly as part of the many things we do. It doesn't mean this is our only thing. However, this could be a thing you offer because people need this on their website and you build it for them. And this is a product that you build. And maybe you set it up so it doesn't connect to a Google Sheet. It connects to your own database and people could just come and set it up super easy. And this is a whole software that you build. And you make it where people could embed this whole thing into their software and their thing within their own embed code. Depends on how far you want to take this simple software and make it into it. Or it could just be a software as a service or a service, right? And so to think that these things aren't businesses is wild. To feel like you're stepping over like an opportunity is crazy because you never know what's that going to be that opportunity that's like, dude, this is it. All of a sudden, this is something that people want and people are just paying me for, and I never thought they would, right? Like my website scraper API site is the simplest code, and I set it up for myself, and it still produces a few $100s. I ignore it like a redheaded stepchild. I don't even tell people promoting about it, but it lives on a marketplace that promotes it for me. So you might even build something that lives on marketplaces and builds it like, you know what I mean? Like it's wild what you can create. And so I'm glad you guys showed up. You guys freaking rock. You guys dig today's class? You guys feel like we completed the lesson in the amount of time? What do you guys think?
Yep, I'm blowing out the birthday candles.
All right, let's go, Troy. Happy birthday, baby.
You got it.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Shanti, for showing up. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you make any cool link directories and resources, let me know. So you guys rock.
Love you.
I'm going to be in
Later.
Atlanta the next week, so I'll see you guys when I get back.
Okay.
So,
Very cool.
bye, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Later, Nate. Bye, guys. Bye, Justin.